All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. And this first one comes out of 8.2, Section 8, Section 8.3, actually. I apologize, Section 8.3. In a sample of 215 people, it was found that 127 people have started Christmas shopping. Use this to test the claim that the percent of people who have started Christmas shopping already is more than 50%. Use a 0.05 level of significance. Thank you, Natasha. All right. What's our claim here? I mean, the first thing we need to do whenever we're doing these things is to figure out what the claim is. You got to take it from words and put it into a mathematical statement. Okay, so the claim is what? That the percent of people is greater than 50. So our claim is going to be that P is greater than 0.50. So that's the first thing we need to do is figure out that. Now, after we figure out whether it's something bigger than, less than, or equal to, our next thing we got to do is figure out what is HO and H1. Now, remember that whatever this is has got to either be HO or H1. I mean, you don't have any choice about that. If it has an equal sign, as the one we do later on will, it'll be HO. But if it doesn't have an equal sign, then it has to be P is greater than 0.50 here. Now, if that's P is greater than 0.50, what's HO? P is going to be equal to 0.50. Okay? So that's step A, is to identify HO and H1. Part B is to pray. Got to pray. Make sure you're getting your prayer in, part B. We want to look the value up on a chart, right? So we're going to draw a picture. Is this going to be a left tail, right tail, or two tail test? And how do we know? It's going to be a right tail test because of the greater than, right? Because of this, we do a right tail test. Okay? If it were less than, we would do a left tail test. If it were not equal to, we would do a two tail test. So if this area here is 0.05, that puts us looking at, come on, that puts us looking onto the negative z-score chart, right? Now again, when I'm looking on a negative z-score chart, what I'm looking for is 0.0500. And so 0.0500 is somewhere between here and here. Looking for 0.0500. Now the star in the middle says go down. I locked it. Hold on. Go down and to the left. I feel like we're watching a Zapruder film. Back and to the left. 1.645. So that's the value that we need to write down for B. 1.645. Now, a lot of people will say to me, but Dreyer, this was a negative 1.645. Why did you write it down as a positive 1.645? And why did we write it down as a positive? Because it's on the right-hand side. Right-hand side's get a positive number, left-hand side's get a negative number. All right. Part C, you got to know the formula. No substitute for preparation, well, except for cheating. P hat minus P divided by the square root of PQ over N. Again, I want to remind you that the square root is going to come all the way down to the bottom, right? It doesn't stop early. It comes all the way down to the bottom. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do D right next to it. I know on your paper it funnels down, but we're going to go ahead and do D right next to it. For D, we need to figure out what P hat is. How do you find P hat? It's 127 over 215. By the way, if you get this confused and you type in 215 over 127, do remember that it can't be a number bigger than 1. Like P hat has got to be between 0 and 1, inclusive. Okay? So, excuse me, I apologize. It's 127 divided by 215. So P hat's going to be 0.59. Okay? So we're going to go Z equals 0.59 minus 0.50 divided by square root of 0.50 times 0.50 divided by 215. Now if I do that in my head, you'll think I'm a nerd, so we're going to go ahead and type this in. Some of you are going like this. It's too late to think it.
I'm sure it's because
Okay, I do miss it once in a while. That's good.
yeah, once in a while. The issue is that when you're wrong, you're not even wrong by a lot. The frustrating part.
That's the frustrating part. I was going to say it was about 2.64, but then, you know, I didn't want to look like that guy, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, that guy, you know. What are we doing here?
Exactly what it was.
We okay back there? Just hearing a lot of chit-chat, you know. All right, so we're going to call it, what do you want? Somewhere there's going to be a video on all the great things you're not supposed to say in class, and I think somewhere it's going to say, what do you want? It's going to be one of them. I violated all the rules of teaching by asking you, what do you want? Excuse me, ma'am. How may I assist? Oh, I heard somebody talking back there. I won't say who. Singletary. Now, here's the question. This number's got to be put on this chart somewhere. Where is it going to go? Is it going to go in area A, B, or C? Remember that 0 is here, so where are you going to find 2.6? On the right side. Now, somebody the other day told me, she's like, well, I don't think it's in the shaded area. I go, no, I think it's past the shaded area. I go, huh? You're like, it's like over here somewhere. Remember that the shaded area goes on forever. Okay? Like, it goes on for a really, really long time. Okay? So it's in the shaded area. What does that mean? Do we reject or fail to reject HO? You reject HO. Right. If it's in the non-shaded area, you fail to reject HO. Now, if you reject HO, what are you saying? You're saying that HO is false because you said it's not. You rejected it, and you're saying that H1 is true. Yes. So, what does that mean about the claim? Is the claim true or false? Well, the claim, if you remember, was this one, right? It was H1. The claim was H1. So the claim is true then. So for F, what you want to say is at a 0.05 level of significance, which I'll abbreviate. People ask me, can we abbreviate it too? No. You got to have a spelling bee. Yeah, you can. At a 0.05 level of significance, there is sufficient evidence, that says evidence, by the way, to support the claim that P is greater than 0.5. Okay. Part G, this will be on the sheet that I handed you guys. This would be on the sheet that I handed you guys. Somewhere I have the sheet. I did hand the sheet out, yes? Yeah. This would be on the sheet. It is right here. this is what we would be using. So, and the option to save time. For part G, just copy and paste, baby. For those of you asking, can we copy and paste on the test? Negative. No chance. Okay. All right. Any questions on that one?
How could it have changed?
Huh?
How could it have changed?
If you fail to reject it, if you fail to reject HO, then you don't support the claim.
So you just say we do not support the claim.
There is not sufficient evidence to support the claim. Okay. All right. With that being said, we'll stop this.